Hello everyone and welcome to my founder summary. This month we're going to be looking at, of course, February 2024 and going through the key highlights and taking you behind the scenes of exactly what me and the team have been involved in this month. And it has been a very, very exciting month. Now there's going to be 5 points that I'm going to cover off, and the one thing I would say is you have to stay all the way to the end because I am going to reveal the most important, prestigious, heartwarming, and actually the most expensive watch that we've ever produced or going to be producing later this year. So you have to stick around until the end of the video. So without further ado, let's jump in and we'll take you behind the scenes of exactly what the William Wood Watches team has been doing in the month of February. So first and foremost, as you know, we are preparing for our Fire Exit watch launch. That is going to be going live on March 9th at 5 p.m. UK time. The reason that it's going live on March 9th is because we are attending our flagship show in Britain, based in London, on March 9th, called the British Watchmakers Day. Now, the British Watchmakers Day is being hosted by the British Watchmakers Alliance, which is the alliance that represents all British watch and clock makers all across the UK. And this event is going to be very, very special because it is going to house the most amount of British watch and clock makers ever under one roof. We have taken the most prestigious exhibition space possible. So we have this beautiful big area with 2 different display areas. We're going to have 3 members of the team there. It's going to have a whole sitting area as well, with seats made from upcycled fire hose and a table made from a fire hydrant. It's going to look epic. And of course, we're going to be launching our Fire Exit watch at the show. Now, to anyone who's got tickets, congratulations. Anyone who hasn't, sadly, they are sold out, okay? But fear not, any of our Fire Exit watches that aren't sold out on the day will be available on our website on March 9th from 5 p.m. UK time. Now, what can I reveal about this watch? Listen, we're only about 2.5 weeks away from the launch now, so I'll try and give you some nice little nuggets without spoiling the entire design. The first thing to tell you is that all of the watches that we are designing this year, we are working with an award-winning world-class watch designer to bring these together. This is a gentleman called Max Resnick. He's a British watch designer who has produced watches or watch designs for some of the greatest brands in the world. He's worked with people like Roger Smith. Now, for those of you who don't know, Roger Smith is based in the Isle of Man. He's one of the most instrumental watchmakers to ever have touched the shores of Great Britain. His last watch sold for $4.9 million in auction. He produces less than 10 watches a year in his workshop. He's actually going to be exhibiting right next to us at the British Watchmakers Day. And we have the world-renowned expertise and the watch designer Max Resnick, who helped us to produce this Fire Exit watch. He's also worked with brands such as Jacob & Co. and Maurice Lacroix, so you can expect very big things because this is the first watch, and all of our watches moving forwards will have the expertise of this master in action, okay? Now this watch, what can I say about it? Well, it is the world's only Swiss movement day-date function that takes inspiration from the universally recognized Fire Exit sign man. So what do I mean by that? Basically, the watch itself will tell you the day of the week and the date of the month. So all 7 days of the week will be displayed in the watch, and you can physically operate and choose the day that you want when you set the day, date, and time on your watch. From Monday through to Sunday, there is an illustration of the Fire Exit man carrying out a different action that resonates with that day. So as you go through all 7 days of the week, you will know straight away from the action the Fire Exit sign man is carrying out exactly what day of the week it is. Now, for extra clarification, and this is where having a great designer comes on board, in the bottom left-hand corner, of the window that displays the day of the week is the first initial of every day of the week, okay, from Monday through to Sunday. So M, T, W, T, F, etc. So you know exactly what day of the week it is anyway. So there's no, well, is it Monday? Is it Wednesday? I don't know, okay? Now, I won't be able to reveal all of the actions that the fire exit man is doing because we will save that for the launch or closer to the launch. But what else can I say? The watch itself, every single component of the watch is custom made. The case has brand new dimensions, brand new thickness, brand new lug to lug. The dial design, brand new. The hands, the crown tube, the case back, even the buckle is custom made. The dial and the bezel is using the exact same Pantone color as the fire exit sign. So we were actually, we did some investigating. We found out the exact Pantone color of the universally recognized fire exit sign, and we applied that color to the dial and to the bezel. Okay. Now, what's really cool is for the first time ever, our bezels are made from glass rather than aluminium. So it creates this luscious reflection and this lovely curvature to the bezel, which then rolls into a curved sapphire crystal glass. The case itself is finished in a brushed gunmetal grey finish. Now, when we were sampling, we had the idea of either using a stainless steel case, like our Valiant collection, or a dark gunmetal brushed case. And when we saw the two options, it was a very easy decision because when you see the striking Pantone color of a fire exit sign in a watch against a gunmetal grey case, it just absolutely blows your mind. What you'll find with this watch is, because I'm wearing it here, I don't want to give away too much of the design. If you're out and about, you're with friends, you're in a coffee shop, you're in a bar, you're in a shopping centre, when somebody looks at this watch, it has what I call instant visual intellectual property. There is no other watch in the market that uses this green type of colour. And against the gunmetal grey case, people are going to instantly go, that's a William Wood watch. And that's where you're going to start to see our designs going, where you will instantly be able to tell, not just from the upcycled fire hose straps, because obviously you can tell that it's a William Wood strap, but from the watch itself at a distance, that's a William Wood watch, okay? Now, price and delivery time. The price of this watch is £1,495. You also have the ability to spread the cost over 3 months interest-free. The delivery date, we go live on March 9th. This is a pre-order. The delivery date of the watches is September. As ever, with our pre-orders, you will receive a monthly update from our workshop of exactly how your watch is progressing through production. Why do we have a pre-order window? Really, one of the first points is because of the movement. We put a survey out there and we asked you guys what movement you guys wanted in this watch. We offered a Seiko NH35 movement. Well, actually, it was a Seiko day-date movement and a Swiss-made Sellita SW220 movement. And you guys quite strongly voted for the Swiss-made Sellita SW220 option. Sellita are one of the most impressive and sought-after Swiss-made movements in the marketplace right now. What that means is the lead times are about 6 months, okay? So we've placed our order for the movements. We have to now just basically build the watches, and that's what's causing the lead time of 6 months. So a little bit of insight into why that lead time is there. We're going to be producing 300 limited edition pieces. The first 100 pieces will be made available to existing customers to choose their limited edition engraving number. Now, obviously you have to act fast, okay? As soon as we hit engraving 101, that number is not available anymore, and everything's going to be allocated randomly from 101 up to 300, okay? So make sure that you act fast. Place the order, email the team, and we will try and allocate you to the best of our ability the engraving number that you want. Okay, that's the fire exit watch. Super exciting. Stay tuned. Point number 2, okay, Newcastle Airport. You can probably tell by my accent and by the story of my grandfather that I am born and raised in the northeast of England, very proud, what we call Geordie. And we have just signed on the dotted line an agreement to advertise in Newcastle Airport, okay? So when you enter Newcastle Airport between April and September, we have a 6-month residency there, where when you check in your bags, you will be greeted by a William Wood advertisement straight away, before you board the aeroplane. When you get through security, you will then be greeted by a digital banner advertisement of William Wood watches before you sit down to go on your holiday. And most importantly, and most exciting of all, when you land back in from your holiday on an international trip into the International Arrivals Lounge, we have a big wall wrap as you go down the corridor to leave Newcastle Airport, which will paint the picture of my grandfather, the fact that we're proud to be born in Newcastle brand, everything that we've achieved up to 2024, with a QR code taking you to our website where you can purchase a watch. This is a huge move. You don't see many independent watch companies advertising in airports because obviously it's an expensive piece of advertising space. The big Swiss brands normally take that opportunity up. But because it's Newcastle Airport, they obviously want to try and support homegrown brands. So we are excited that 5.5 million passengers between April and September will be passing through the airport and going past a William Wood watches display. So that's going to be epic, guys. So we'll head to the airport, we'll get some pictures, we'll post it on our social channels. But if you're flying through Newcastle Airport this year, please take a picture, put it on your social media, and we'd love to repost it, okay? Point number 3, more retailers. I think this is going to be music to some of your guys' ears. We are going to be onboarding more big retailers in Britain, okay? The amount of inquiries that we get on a daily basis that says, "Hi team, love your brand. I am based in Edinburgh, Manchester, Leeds, Bristol, or even I'm flying in from the US and I want to come and try on one of your watches." Now, Watches of Switzerland, who are our existing partners, we have the ability and a relationship with them which allows you to try watches on in their stores nationally. However, you have to physically arrange a private try-on appointment and they will bring the watches from their central facility and deliver it to the store. That leads me on to beautifully the transition that we're about to take on some retailers in the UK, or a retailer in the UK, who turns over a significant sum of money, about £225 million a year. They have a strong heritage in the northeast of England, and we are looking at working with them to actually be physically in their store. Now, what we're talking about so far is to be actually in 4 of their stores all around the northeast of England. Once agreed, we would then carry out a roadshow where we would go around all 17 fire stations in the Tyne and Wear. We'd invite firefighters in because one of the first watches that we'd be displaying is the 50th year anniversary watch that we have produced in commemoration of 50 years of the Tyne and Wear Fire and Rescue Service being in existence. We'll invite you into the store. I'll do a Q&A in the luxury boutique and you'll be able to buy your Tyne and Wear Fire and Rescue Service watch. But another very exciting piece to all of this is we are working with one of Britain's leading watch bespoke display manufacturers. And a super exciting process that we're going through right now, guys, is designing and building bespoke William Wood watch displays to be in luxury boutiques all around the UK. So what that means is when you approach a luxury high street retail window, there will be a dedicated William Wood watches section, which will have vintage firefighting memorabilia, brass inserts, red wood, grey suede cloth, a storytelling element, a picture of my grandfather. You're going to step into the world of William Wood watches through retailers on the high street. And it's just unbelievable, guys, really, to think that this was a vision in my head 7 years ago, and to see it come into reality and know that the general public are going to be able to walk into luxury watch retail boutiques and experience William Wood and see the legacy of my grandfather and firefighters around the world is, let's be honest, absolutely epic and really, really touching. So that's point number 3, okay? Last 2 points. Point number 4. Now, this is something personal about me. I have set up my own personal YouTube channel called The Mentor I Wish I Had. The reason for doing this is, as you can probably tell, I'm a very passionate entrepreneur. I want to be able to share all of the wisdom and knowledge that I have gained over the last 7 years and pass it on to all of you guys and any budding entrepreneur and anybody who's just interested in business, self-development, motivation, economics. These are all things that I love talking about. So what I've done is I've set up a YouTube channel where I share long-form content about videos such as my best business ideas for 2024, the 5 ways that you can acquire funding for your small business, what they don't tell you about entrepreneurship. There's some really, really cool videos that I'm going to be posting every week. So if you've not done so already, and if that's a topic that you're interested in, I'll share a link below in the comments section where you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Mentor I Wish I Had. Okay, drum roll. This is the final point of the February Founder monthly summary video. I said at the very beginning that I'll save the best till last. So buckle up, guys, because I'm about to talk you through high level the most prestigious, important, heartwarming, inspiring, and the most impressive watch that William Wood Watches has ever put into the William Wood family. Okay, this watch is a collaboration with a London Fire Brigade fireboat that saved over 600 lives off the beaches of Dunkirk. It sailed over the Channel with 850 other little ships. There were 13 brave crew members that went into the treacherous scenes of World War II to collect British and American troops, bring the Allied troops back to British shores at the end of World War II. This boat is a significant part of British maritime history, a significant part of World War II history. It's also the boat that saved my favourite building, St. Paul's Cathedral, on the London skyline from being destroyed during the Blitz. There was a missile dropped on St. Paul's Cathedral, and if you've ever visited London and you've stood in front of this phenomenal cathedral, which is just opposite the Tate Modern, there is a statue of firefighters with a fire hose pointing at St. Paul's Cathedral, and that depicts the scene, the famous scene during the Blitz. And this beautiful boat pumped the water necessary all the way up to the firefighters in St. Paul's Cathedral to extinguish the fires and save what is my favourite building on the London skyline. One of the most incredible facts of them all is this boat is actually where the National Health Service, the NHS, was created. I know this is a crazy fact, guys. The founding members of the NHS approached the government in the Houses of Parliament and requested a safe and secure and private location where they could think of and discuss the infrastructure of the National Health Service. The government gave them this London Fire Brigade boat. The founding members jumped on the boat, locked the door, sat around the kitchen table, and literally started drawing out the infrastructure and the ideas of what we now know today as the National Health Service. It's absolutely unbelievable, the history of this boat. What we are doing is we are creating a collaborative watch which will pay homage to this boat and its efforts of saving 600 troops off the beaches of Dunkirk. The watch will have the original pieces of the engine that sailed over the Channel to the beaches of Dunkirk in the 1940s inside the watch. The watch will be heavily designed to pay homage to the era of the 1940s, with strong nautical feels, maritime and military feels, and a huge emotive feeling and commemoration to World War II and the lives lost during that period. Anyone who purchases a watch will have their name engraved onto a plaque that will be taken onto the boat in 2025, because the boat will be sailing over the Channel with as many of the 850 little ships as possible to commemorate the 80th year anniversary of World War II ending. The straps of the watch will have a hand-painted limited edition number on there between 1 and 600, and so will the case back as well. We will be producing 600 pieces to commemorate the 600 lives saved by this vessel. This is the most important, prestigious, heartwarming, inspiring watch that we have ever produced. The watch will be retailing at £3,995. It will be launching on May 26, on the 79th year anniversary of the Dunkirk evacuation launch. The watch will take 6 months to produce, and it will deliver in time for Remembrance Day, the 11th day of the 11th hour of the 11th month. You will be able to wear your Dunkirk watch in commemoration of World War II with real pieces of a maritime vessel that saved 600 troops off the beaches of Dunkirk. For our supporters over in the US, that is your Veterans Day. We call it Remembrance Day. So you will have your watch in time to pay homage to this incredible vessel. We have written a check to the boat for £10,000 to go towards the engine repairs necessary for this boat to be able to make that trip in 2025, okay? So we have made sure that the vessel will be ready for takeoff in 2025. There will be more updates coming. I will also be sending out personal communications to all of our top customers of this specific watch. Now, what I can guarantee is this: the watch is not going to be hanging around long. The biggest retailers that we work with, including Watches of Switzerland Group, are extremely excited about this watch, and we will be allocating parts of those 600 watches to these retailers. We will also be allocating these watches by country, okay? We have to do this on a fair basis because I know that this is going to be the most sought after watch that William Wood Watches has ever produced. Not only will our existing customers be interested, but retailers, World War II enthusiasts, World War II collectors, military watch collectors, the list goes on and on and on. The Chief Commissioner of the Financial Times has also approved a full editorial piece where a photographer and a writer will be going down to the boat and be doing an exclusive piece which will be going into the Financial Times to be distributed around the world about this watch. So it is very, very exciting. That's everything I'll tell you about the watch for now. Stay tuned for May 26. Between now and then, there will be more updates. So we are super excited about that piece. That's it from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our February monthly roundup. Please do like the video, comment below with anything that is of interest to you. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. Thank you for all of your support. We are extremely excited about this year. If I had a crystal ball, I would say this is going to be the most exciting, impactful, and biggest year of William Wood Watches history. So stay tuned. Until next time.